Coach Brad Wilson from Rockford High School. Welcome to the BCAM Podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, Coach, we're here at the clinic, and we got a lot of coaches here from all different levels, but they're all interested in how to build a program from the ground up. You know, you got, think of high schools, you got freshmen, JV, varsity. What's your overall thought process, philosophy about building a solid program?
Yeah, so I've had an opportunity to be a varsity coach at two different places, and one of which I was pretty young and made a lot of mistakes, and fortunately had a great opportunity to come to Rockford. And I knew that the first thing you need to put in a youth program, a feeder system. In my opinion, that is the most important, critical part of any program. It's your lifeline, so to speak.
Right.
And so I put a tremendous amount of time and effort and sweat and tears into that program, where we have opportunities for kids to play basically year round from kindergarten all the way up.
Wow.
And so now, year after year, kind of like a farmer, we've plowed those fields, and now we can really reap the benefits from our crop, so to speak. And so I would say that would be a great place to start. The second thing is just know who you are and build an identity around it. If you're not excited about it, the kids aren't going to be. And so I'm a defensive minded person. And so our slogan is relentless, and everything that we do is based upon, controlling the controllables and playing as hard as we can with the right mentality, having the next play mentality, but then also playing up tempo and being really physical. And so I think when teams know who they are and they can really, capitalize on that, it gives you a really good foundation to win year after year. And then lastly, I would say surround yourself with people who are really passionate about the program. I've been super fortunate over the last 10 years to be around some great basketball minds, but also just best friends, people that are there for you during the good times, during the tough times, and can keep you grounded when you need them, and give you, sometimes I think as a coach, you get a little bit narrow vision with your philosophy and what you're trying to do. And sometimes they'll get you to step back and look at it a little bit more holistically. I would say building a foundation with a great feeder system, build an identity within your program of who you want to be and believe in it. And then surround yourself with great people who are willing to be there for you.
That's well said. Within your program proper, like the freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, and think about development. I think some coaches struggle with the tweeners. Like, she's a sophomore and she's pretty good, but she might not be as good as my seventh player. What do you think about the struggle between being on a varsity team, competing with the varsity players, or getting the playing time at the JV level?
Yeah, I mean, that's a loaded question, and it's probably different in every situation.
Sure.
But I'm pretty transparent with our parents that the best players are going to play, regardless whether you're a freshman or a sophomore or a junior or a senior. We're going to train them, and the ones that are executing the best, the ones that are playing as a team, that have the best energy, they're going to play. And so if we feel like somebody is a freshman or a sophomore and they can help us win games, then typically they're with us, as long as their parents and that player understands that it's a process.
Right.
And maybe as a freshman or a sophomore, you're a number 7 or 8, and really highlight and showcase how they can star in that role, but also give them the vision of what that's going to look like as a junior or
Sure.
a senior, and just playing against better players and playing at a faster level and learning our system. There's a lot of benefits to that. But there are some kids that emotionally or physically wouldn't succeed at our level or wouldn't really fit into playing time in our top 7 or 8. And in those situations, typically they would play JV for a year and learn leadership skills and, get more playing time. So I'm not sure if I really answered your question, but for us, we have a board and we look at, all kids 9 through 12, and the best ones play on the varsity team.
Well,
So
it
that's
sounds
how we
like
do it.
part of that success that you've had with that is communication. They're very clear on what you expect and their role, and kind of if they're mature enough to handle that role.
100%. I think the more you can communicate, the better, and just being honest. Yeah. Not telling them what they want to hear, not being a car salesman, but just truly telling their parents that you care about them and you're thankful that they're in your program and you want what's best for them. And this is where you see it. And this is the bigger picture, and this is the smaller picture right now. And as long as you have that communication, there shouldn't be surprises and, angry parents coming up to you after the game because they only got in 4 minutes. They should know that well before the game ever starts.
Right. I have to ask, relentless. What does it mean to be relentless in Rockford?
Sure. Yeah. So, it has a couple of different, we use it in a couple of different ways, but more than anything, our mantra is we want to pressure the other team every second of the game. So that's pressing on makes, that's pressing on misses, that's having a fast-paced offense where the other team is under pressure relentlessly throughout. And how it's really tailored into our summer and our spring and our fall workouts is we're relentless with just being there every day. Sure. and just showing up. I think a huge part, extraordinary people aren't necessarily extraordinary. They just are committed at being there each and every single day and putting in the time to really, become a better player. Right. And so being relentless in that pursuit of greatness is another part of it as well.
Love it. So we've asked all our coaches this last question. It's really our theme this year. It's the power of networking. What are your thoughts on networking, especially as a coach in this industry? I mean, we're here at the clinic. That's a network in itself. But do you have overall thoughts on networking and how it's helped you personally in our profession of coaching?
I know that I would never be here if it wasn't for the people that were here before me. My mentors, Coach Moffitt was here earlier. He was my high school coach back in high school. And he actually called me the other day and asking me about zone defenses. And I was just, or zone offenses. And I was just, wow, here's my high school coach asking me about it. And it was just kind of came full circle. But sure. Everything that I do, I borrowed from other people. And so I'm a big believer in networking. I actually meet with many of the coaches in our league every year, and we talk basketball, things like this. I don't think there's a better clinic in the state of Michigan than being here. So I take our staff here every year, but learning from others, there's a lot of value in that. When you come to something like this, I think if you can just take one thing, it's a really big success. And so knowing that I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to find them. I'm definitely not the smartest coach in the world, but I work hard enough to go out and try to find what those answers might be. And I'm so thankful for all the mentors that I've had and the people that I've called, pick up the phone. Hey, this certain team does this, what do you do against it? And really just bouncing ideas off of each other. I think that's one of the best parts of coaching and being in this line of work.
Right. Coach, thanks for joining the BCAM podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you.